A very good morning to all the students. This video for the class 7th subject science chapter number 9, that is soil. This is your lecture number 1. So let's start this lecture. There are some topics that are going to be covered here. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in this lecture. That is, first topic is what is soil. Second topic is the function of soil. Third is activity number 9.1 that we are going into this chapter. Fourth topic is that activity 9.2, and the fifth topic is the composition of the soil. What are the composition of soil? At last we have the last topic, that is what pollutes the soil. So let us begin this lecture with the first topic, that is what is soil. So soil forms the upper surface of the earth where life thrives, and it is the base of all the agriculture land. Due to the physical and the chemical weathering of rocks, means physical and the chemical weathering here, that is breaking down of the rocks. It comprises of minerals and gravels. There are the several microbes present in the rocks, insect, decaying organic matter, that is humus, nutrients, water and air. As you all of know that the soil is very important natural resources, and it forms the topmost layer of the land surface. Next is, there are the different type of soil differing based on the geological composition, that is climate or rainfall. Rainfall, the area that received how much rainfall, and is regularly removed and formed by the some activities, that is natural activities or the human activities. And one more thing, the soil takes the thousands and sometimes it takes the millions of years to form. Okay, and you know that it is formed by the weathering of the rocks, by the action of the winds, water and the climate. So it's composed of minerals and the partially decomposed organic matter. Okay, next topic is the function of soil. There are the several functions here. So the first function of soil is soil provide encourage to the plants, its hold roots of the plant firmly. Next is, it is source of water and the minerals, nutrient for the plant. Soil is the source of water and minerals that provide nutrients for the plants. Third one is, soil is a home for many organisms like ants, beetle bugs, earthworm, bacteria, fungi, termites. These are the organisms present in the soil. Next is, the bacteria and the fungi decomposes the dead and decaying matter in the soil and help in the recycling of nutrient in the nature. The bacteria and the fungi decompose the dead and decaying matter that is present in the soil and help in recycling of nutrient in nature. Next is, the soil is important for the agriculture land, and agriculture gives us food, clothing and material for the shelter. Hence we can say that soil is absolutely essential for us and is an inseparable part of our life. We cannot separate this soil from our life. Moving on the next topic, that is activity 9.1. So in activity 9.1 we have to collect the some soil sample and observe them carefully, or you can use the hand lens by observing this soil sample. Next is, examine each sample carefully and fill into the table. Discuss your observation with your friends. This is the table here. As you can see here, you have to write down the soil source, serial number, plants, animals and any other observation that you will observe. First is, you have to take the garden soil, soil from the roadside, soil from the area where the construction is going, or you can take the soil from the agricultural land. After that, you have to notice that in garden soils how many plants are present, second how many animals are present, and any other observation you will observe in this table. Write it down in this table. Okay, this is the activity 9.1. Moving on the next activity, that is activity 9.2. So what you have to do, you have to take a little soil, break the clumps of the soil with your hand to powdered form. Now take a glass tumbler and fill the 3/4 with the water. Then add a handful of the soil into the glass tumbler. Next is stir it with a stick to dissolve the soil that is present in the glass tumbler. Now let it stand undisturbed for the some time. Afterwards you will observe that and answer the following question. So these are the questions that you have to answer it. First question is, do you see any layer of particles of different size in the glass tumbler? Second is, draw a diagram showing these layers that is present in the glass tumbler. Third is, are there some dead rotting leaves or animal remains floating on the water? This is the picture of the activity 9.2, that you have to take the glass tumbler and add some amount of soil into it. And you will observe that there are the distinct layer in a beaker. The heaviest particles settle at the bottom and the lighter ones in top of the layer. Okay, the first one is humus, water, clay, sand and gravel. Moving on the next topic, that is composition of soil. So the soil is composed of many things like rock and mineral particles, humus, that is organic matter, water, air, and there are some several living organisms. This is the picture of composition of soil. Here you can see that the air that is present in the composition of soil is 25%, water is 25%. The most of the part that is covered in soil is mineral particle, that is 45%, and organic matter, that is 5%. In organic matter, humus, roots and some living organisms are present. So the first composition of soil is rock and mineral particles. Rock and mineral particles. Soil has the rock fragments of various size and mineral particles of the various size. The mineral particles are formed by the disintegration and decomposition of rocks. The mineral particles are formed by the breaking down, that is the disintegration and decomposition of rocks, that called as weathering of rocks. The mineral fragment can vary in size. Next is the air. Air is present in the spaces or in the pores between the soil particles. They are the pores present in the soil particles. So the air is present in that spaces or in the pores. Different type of soil, different in porosity, so in the amount of air present between the particles. Next is the living organism. Soil contain various type of organism which could be very small, microscopic to the large visible organism. In soil, it contains various type of organisms, small organism which could be very small, microscopic or to large visible organism. So the microscopic organism include bacteria, algae and fungi, and the large organism like snail, mite, bugs, termites and ants. Next is humus. Humus is a organic matter. Humus along with the minerals form the top of the soil. Humus is decomposed matter that is formed by the slow decay of dead plants and animals. So humus make the soil more fertile. Next is water. The amount of water present and the water retention capacity of soil depends on the different type of soil. The amount of water that is present and the water retention capacity of soil depend on the different type of soil. Moving on, the next topic is what pollutes the soil. There are the several factors that pollutes the soil. First is the dumping and the non-biodegradable substances such as plastic bags, polythene that cause soil pollution. Non-biodegradable substances are those substances which cannot break down into the simpler substances. Next is the waste product from the industries which contain chemical and can affect the soil adversely. There are the several chemicals or the waste product from the industries affect the soil very badly. Next is excess use of fertilizer and the pesticides pollutes the soil and decrease its fertility. In agricultural land, we use the fertilizer and the pesticide that pollute the soil and decrease its porosity and decrease its fertility of the soil. Next is, therefore, before dumping anything waste into the soil, it must be treated properly. Pesticides and the fertilizers should be used in minimum quantity. Lastly, the material like the plastic should be banned as we pollute the soil and affect the living organism as well. So, before dumping anything waste into the soil, it must be treated properly. Okay, the treatment should be done. Pesticides and fertilizers should be used in minimum quantity. So the material like the plastic should be banned as soon as possible because they pollute the soil. So we pollute the soil and affect the living organism as well. So in this picture you can see here there are the several factors that affect the soil or pollute the soil. First is the poor agriculture practices, that the pesticides and the chemicals that we are using. Second is the improper solid waste management. Third one is the unsafe storage of hazardous chemicals and the nuclear waste into the soil. Fourth one is the leachate from the mismanaged landfills. Fifth one is the uncontrolled dumping of waste from the household, from the industrial plant mining that pollutes the soil. Next is the homework part of this lecture. So I am giving you the homework of this today's lecture. So first question is, what is the function of soil? Second question is, what pollutes the soil? There are the several factors that pollutes the soil. Third one is the perform the activity 9.1 and 9.2 and write the observation in your fair notebook. So this is it about this lecture. Hope you have understood this lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.